Hello everybody, good morning to you all. Happy Friday and welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. I appreciate it. Hope everybody is doing well. We are going to level the Shaman a little bit more today. I was having a really good time yesterday. So we're just going to keep at it. It's Esme, Monica, McLovin, Marson. Happy Friday to you guys. And thanks for being here. We have a little bit more to do in Durotar, but I think like pretty soon we're going to be headed to the Barrens. Let's go investigate whatever this is. Ah, yes. We do have a mount. We do have a mount. In a week and a half, when pre-patch comes out, we're going to be able to dragon ride at level 10. Which is going to be really crazy. Daniel, thanks for saying so, and thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Am I playing the beta today? No, this is retail. This is not the retail, this is not the War Within beta, this is just Dragonflight. Just leveling up an elemental shaman. I played a little bit of the beta, and then eventually, like, people didn't want spoilers, I didn't really want any more spoilers. So I put the beta on hiatus, and now we're just waiting until War Within comes out. That way everything is still kind of fresh. What is this? Sent for help. Report to Spiketooth at Deadeye Shore in Durotar. Okay, let's do that. Mendy, happy Friday. Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Delves did look like they were a lot of fun. We did quite a few delves while we played the beta. Like, delves were something I actually did a lot of. And I had fun every time we did a delve. We only got them up to rank 3, but at rank 3, like, the end boss fight of the delves was pretty fun. Like, it wasn't a pushover. We could easily have died. We had to manage our abilities, we had to pay attention to mechanics. And so I imagine trying to do them at, like, much higher ranking is going to be even more challenging. It seemed like really, really good solo player content. Even though you can group up for them, and I kind of, my one problem is, like, I kind of wish you couldn't group up for delves. I kind of wish they had simply kept delves as single player content with your companion character, because I feel like it would be easier to balance it for good single player content if it was just single player content. The game already has so much content for groups that, yeah, I really just wish it was straight up single player. I'm never going to group with anybody to do them. I'm gonna do them solo, but... we got a few quests here. Oh yeah, we gotta defeat all these guys. I remember this. It's gonna be tough at like rank 8 for a healer. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for healers. I mean, I'm assuming you could set your companion to just be a straight up DPS. But like how much DPS are they actually gonna do, you know? Maybe as a healer it would be worth having a DPS spec and having a DPS build just to do those. Cause yeah, I don't know how exciting they'll be as a healer. Then again, like I'm not a healer, so to me like nothing in the game is fun as a healer. So if delves were not fun as a healer, like that wouldn't surprise me. Because unfortunately I just don't think healing is any fun. Alright, we might basically be done here. I'm pretty much ready to move into the Barrens. So I think that's what we're going to do. Where is my Hearthstone set? My Hearthstone is set back in the troll starting area. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we are going to run, which is fine because we can collect all the herbs and whatnot along the way. And apparently aggro every single raptor. Nenya, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. Alright, we leveled up from gathering stuff. That's awesome. What do we want to go with here? Forced Insight. Casting Flame Shock reduces the mana cost of your next heal. I don't think I'm like super concerned about that right now. Okay, we got incoming. Your healing critical strikes heal for 250% healing instead of the usual 200%. Again, like, that's cool. I'm getting healing stuff. Nah. I don't really care about healing stuff right now. This might be stuff that I would take, like, at max level. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna take Earthquake, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna want this anyway. Might not be a lot of opportunity to use it, like, anytime super soon. But we'll take it now. Mark, happy Friday, man. Welcome. Nils, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thank you guys very much for being here. If I don't start actually heading towards the quest, then I'm gonna end up chasing herbs and chasing nodes, like, all day long. Because I'm already getting, like, way off course. Do I prefer questing or dungeon grinding? I prefer questing until level 60, or, like, sometimes until, like, level 50 or so. Basically, I like questing until I can get into time walking 5-mans. Once I can do time walking 5-mans, and we have new time walking coming on Tuesday, I like to finish up the character by grinding out the time walking. For a couple of reasons. The first reason is obviously it's really fast to level up that way. Secondly, you're also getting the time walking badges, and those are actually, like, you can actually get some pretty decent starting gear for, like, a max level character with those badges. So that's kind of the plan for this character, is, like, we're gonna quest it up. But then as soon as we get into time walking, like around level like 50 or so, we'll probably start just queuing up as DPS for time walking while we quest. And that way we're getting badges, we're getting loot, and we're just going to be leveling up pretty fast at that point. Leah, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, we have a named guy here. Death Flayer. That's going to be worth a chunk of XP. You haven't played a Shaman at all since TBC? Shaman is a really fun class. Shaman's always been a really fun, really unique class. In the past, the only thing about Shaman that have bothered me is like the incessant need to lay down totems and pick up totems and lay down totems and pick up totems. And Modern WoW kind of fixed that. We don't have to deal with like constantly laying down totems. I still miss my classic era two-handed enhancement shaman, my magical warrior. That build that no longer exists. I would love to see like some kind of return to like the two-handed enhancement shaman. And then also like modern WoW needs to have a shaman tank. Obviously now that SOD has had a shaman tank, like modern WoW, like you get all those people kind of hooked on shaman tank, it would be kind of rude to not eventually introduce a shaman tank spec to retail. So yeah, I want my two-handed option back. I feel like the two-handed option could be as simple as just like letting them equip two-handers and buffing them or something, I don't know. But then I also want shaman tank. Yeah, two-handed enhancement was awesome because you felt like a magical warrior. You felt like a warrior who could call upon the elements. And that was a really cool feeling. Unfortunately, like by Wrath of the Lich King, that was no longer a build. It just like basically ceased to exist. Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, man. Welcome, and thanks for being here. Alright, we're going after Planestrider Beaks, and we're also going after Razormane Plunderers and Razormane Hunters. The quest add-on thing seems chill. The quest add-on thing is really nice. I found the quest add-on by watching a Bellular video, and I had to dig through his comments section to find out what the add-on was, but the add-on is called Dialogue UI, and it's absolutely amazing. I used immersion for a very long time because I have trouble reading the actual default quest boxes. In any version of the game, my eyes just don't really read the default font up on the brown background well at all. Like, I just can't see it. And the words and letters always seem like really jammed together. But the dialogue UI thing, like, it's nice big font. It has a dark mode, so I have it in dark mode. That's what you're seeing. It has a default mode where it like has the same colors as the in-game quest log. But I think it's better in dark mode. And it's really nice. I like the camera adjustment that it makes. Kind of pulls it into like a cinematic view. Yep, it's really cool. I don't think they have one for Classic, unfortunately. I haven't checked. But I don't think they have one for Classic, sadly. Maybe they do. Because like immersion is okay, and immersion does a good job of like breaking up the quest text, but with immersion I can't scan ahead. And like the way that I kind of read is I scan ahead of what I'm actually trying to read. So I'm always ahead like a sentence or so from what I'm actually saying out loud. And that kind of prepares my brain to like say what I'm going to say next. And with immersion, you have those moments when you have to press the button to bring up the next screen, and like then I have no idea what's waiting on the next screen. It kind of like breaks up my flow of like actually reading. So this is going to be a really good replacement. I'm going to use this for War Within. I'm testing it out here to see like how you guys like it. But I'm like 90% sure that I'm going to be using it for the War Within playthrough because I plan to read every single quest. And I would like to have as little difficulty with that as possible. There also might be a text-to-speech option, which I haven't played with yet, so I don't know how it sounds. But I think that's really cool for people that just, they want to hear the quest, but they really don't want to read it. Like, because some people just really don't like to read a lot. And so I think having, obviously it's an accessibility issue as well. But I think just having like a text-to-speech thing is pretty nice. Like across the board. Even for people that could read fine, but they just don't feel like it. Lael, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Yep, we have an immersion replacement. Dialogue UI. It looks so slick. It basically looks like what the quest log should look like in modern WoW. Because the quest log, like, let's be real, the quest log is really old. It's outdated. It's just, it needs an update, and also, or it needs options. You know, you don't even really have an option in the in-game text box to increase the text. You can't change the font. Like, it has zero functionality. And for a game in 2024 to have zero functionality as far as like how you read the stuff in the game, like that's not good. So the dialogue UI, in my opinion, is exactly what should already exist in the game, like by default. It's really slick. It's another one of those examples where like the community just does it better than Blizzard does. Yep, you have this, like I said, you can change this, like you don't have to go with the dark option, you can go with like the standard brown, and it still looks really good. It brings the camera in like this, which I really like. You still have like some control over it. And that's that. Let's see if we can look at some options. I don't have options here. I think it was... Now I have no idea how to get into the options for it. I was in the options earlier. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, there's all kinds of different options you can play with. Yeah, it's going to be really good for when we're reading all the quests. We have a dude running around out here who has a quest. See if we can catch him. It even looks okay when we're on the mount. It's not the best, but it even looks okay on the mount. Galarak, good evening, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Now that we've taken Cataclysm Time Walking, we can queue up for some random classic dungeons. I was gonna say, I hope it's not Dead Mines. It's Dead Mines. I guess, like, the tank just can't be bothered to press any of their buttons today. If they were to press any of their buttons, they would have threat. Like, they just don't want to press any of them. It's kind of hilarious. John, good afternoon. Happy Friday, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Is Shaman AOE just like, is it chain lightning and earthquake spam? Is that all that I have to do to AOE on a Shaman? Or is that going to get more complicated as time goes on? Because yeah, it just seems like it's kind of like AOE dungeon DPS on easy mode. Why am I trying so hard on other characters? Like, it seems like I can chain lightning earthquake for the win. Oh, this seems really dumb. Is it going to be as dumb as I think? Probably. Oh god. We got a talent point, but we're probably not going to have time to look at that until we are done with the run. Nice, nice. Getting blown up. Very good. What is this guy doing? Come on, bro. What you doing up there? What are you doing up there? You got no healer. I mean, is this guy gonna make it? Probably not. I feel like this tank is being like intentionally obtuse. Like that if he tried even a little bit, he probably could play a little better, but I feel like he's like intentionally kind of being bad. But whatever, he's not dead, so that's fine. He's not holding threat on anything, which in retail, to not hold threat on anything, I feel like a tank has to try to not hold threat in order to not hold threat. Because if he like just pressed a couple of his buttons, he would have threat on everything. Like it's not hard. Especially as a Death Knight. Unless maybe he doesn't have Death and Decay at all. Maybe he's like a fresh level 13 or level 10 or whenever you can use the Dungeon Finder. Maybe he just has no abilities. That's really all I can think of. Or just bad. I mean, even if he was just bad, if he was trying, it's like it's 5-man dead mines. I feel like if he just pressed a couple of his buttons, then he could hold threat. And like, I feel like if he was actually bad, he wouldn't try to do these big pulls. You know, he'd have to like have had some experience in the past to let him know that he's not good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just sleepy. It seems like Shaman, like Elemental Shaman DPS seems like it's gonna be pretty like straightforward. Which is interesting. We got a one-hand sword. Oh, you know what? They're not going to make us do the whole, the Gauntlet event, are they? Haven't they taken the Gauntlet out of the retail version of this? I hope they have. Pretty sure they have. Oh, wait. Wait, we don't even fight Vanessa Van Cleef? Wait, what's happening? What's going on? Why don't we fight Vanessa anymore? This was really weird. But whatever. Kill Admiral Ripsnarl. What is this about? Why? Maybe I didn't pick that up at the beginning. Yeah, I just picked up a quest to kill the guy we just killed. That's cool. Alright, I'm assuming that is at the end of the run. We didn't fight Vanessa. There's a vendor in here, or he was a vendor for a minute. He's not anymore. That's weird. Yeah, let's get out of here. It's only heroic where you fight Vanessa? Oh, like that, okay. Oh, this is a great situation. Yeah, okay, I mean, I'll believe it, I don't know. I guess that makes as much sense as anything else. Well, that was exciting. That was a fun way to come out of a dungeon, completely surrounded by like 6 guys. Yeah, I thought we were dead there for a minute. Fortunately, the shaman with chain lightning and heals seems to be overpowered. Let's have a look at talent points. Chain heal gets me into earth shock. Elemental orbit increases the number. I don't want to have any elemental shields at all. I mean, I probably should have this. It's probably gonna be helpful in like mythics, but I really don't want to. Capacitor totem summons a totem at the target location, gathers electrical energy. I don't want totems. Tremor totem, I think I need this just to like remove stuff. Like I'll need this eventually, so I think I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna take it. Having an earth elemental would be good also though to like pull thread if I get like that same situation I was just in. Having a storm elemental could be good. Okay, let's do this. You were on a 2.5 minute cooldown, you were on a 5 minute cooldown. Okay. Levent, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. You think humans should be able to be shamans? I feel like any individual could become a shaman. Like there are probably like one-off cases that you can make for like any of the races to become any of the classes. But I feel like it would be, I think like when they think about like class and race combos, it's not like, they're not considering like the one-offs. And technically humans can be shaman, like Kultirans can be shaman. So you technically do have a human that can be shaman. It's just that like Stormwind humans can't be shaman. I'm all about more class race combinations. I think that within reason, everything should be opened up to everybody. The reason why they don't open up things like Shaman and Druid to more races, in my opinion, is that it's more development work. Because if you open up Shaman to a new race, you have to make totems specific to that race. If you open up Druids to a new race, you have to make forms specific to that race. And I think that's like, you know, they'll cite lore reasons. They'll say it's lore, whatever. But I think one of the reasons why you don't see things like Druid and Shaman becoming more prevalent among other races is that it's more development work. They'll say it's a lore thing. It's easy to say it's a lore thing, but there are exceptions for everything. And like, I guess like the thing is, if Kultiran humans can become Shaman, then so could normal humans. Old areas look so outdated, plain and empty. That's definitely an opinion you're allowed to have. Yeah, you're allowed to have that opinion. I really like exploring the old areas after the lighting changes and the view distance upgrades that Dragonflight brought. So now we can see like way into the distance, and I think being able to see that far, and with all the lighting changes they made, I think it like revitalizes the old areas actually. But you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You're just not entitled for your opinion to be correct or to apply to everybody. Karen, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You're never late. You're always on time whenever you arrive. And now we need to get Modern WoW into Unreal 5. Yeah, never gonna happen. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is like Blizzard is never gonna put their game into someone else's engine. They're never gonna put their game into someone else's engine. On the flip side of that, they're never gonna put in the time and money to make a new engine. So we are well and truly stuck exactly on the engine we are currently on. Because they're never gonna go into somebody else's engine. And they are never going to invest the time necessary and the money necessary to make a new engine. So yeah, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe in like 15 years they would. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say never. What I will say is no time in the next 6 years. At no time in the next 6 years will we be in a different engine for World of Warcraft. So, yeah. Something to think about. Some really exciting news, like that I'm really excited about. Maybe some of you guys will be too, especially if you're more of a classic fan. The game Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen is going to be actually coming out to actual early access for actual humans to play this December. And I just watched the most recent build. I watched CoCarnage playing the most recent build with the devs, and it looks pretty freaking good. And it's more of like an older school, like styled MMO, like kind of taking things from like EverQuest and things like that. If you haven't seen it recently, I would say check out Ko's like recent hour with it, because it looks really good. And then they announced the other day they're finally bringing it out to early access. So, you know, I hope it's a game that's like in early access for a couple of years, they finish it, and then it comes out to 1.0. But just the fact that it's actually going to come out for humans to play it is amazing, because Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen has been in development for 10 years. But it seems like it seems like more work has been done recently than has been done like in all of those 10 years. So it's kind of exciting. Don't I have a problem with heat? I don't really know what we're referring to. Are we referring to like the heat of the atmosphere as it tries to burn alive every single human that exists on the planet? Like that kind of heat? Or like heat, like they're onto us, like kind of heat. Either way, heat is bad. Yeah, either way, I don't like the heat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't think anybody is a big fan of the heat. You know, like some people like warm temperatures. Some people like sunshine, but I think if you ask most people, like, hey, do you really like oppressive fucking heat? Most people would be like, nah, I don't like oppressive fucking heat. So I think we're all like pretty common in that. As humans, we thrive within like a certain temperature range. And once temperatures are higher than that, we tend to be miserable. I've been really lucky here in Michigan the last couple weeks. It's been pretty mild. It's still been warmer than average, but comparing it to the rest of the country, like we've been pretty mild. We're gonna have a few hot days in a row, like starting tomorrow, and then we're gonna cool way off. We're gonna have highs that are like 80 degrees for a high, 78 degrees for a high. We just have to get through a few more days of like oppressive heat, starting tomorrow, I think. And by oppressive, I still mean only like 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 87 degrees Fahrenheit, things that are totally manageable. Most of the western half of the country is basically either combusted or it's melted. So I feel really bad for anybody who lives in like anywhere in the west, anywhere in the south. It's like a pretty miserable time. It's a pretty miserable time at a lot of places on the planet, but it's okay. The planet's fine. Listen, the planet's fine. Global warming is not real. The planet's going to be completely okay. Yep. I wonder like how many decades of the heat getting worse and worse and worse in those areas before like human population centers start to try to like leave those areas, which is just going to lead to like overcrowding in like the more temperate and mild parts of the world. Because like if I was living in a place where I had to deal with 120 degree temperatures for like days and days and days at a time, like there would be no way that I would stay there. Like I think 1 year of like weeks and weeks of 120 degrees Fahrenheit, I think that would be enough to like get me to move. I already want to move from where I live to somewhere cooler, and it's not even that hot here, so. Yeah, the humidity is the worst part. Yeah, the humidity is what makes it seem like you can't breathe, which is pretty detrimental to being alive. I mean, a lot of the Southwest is a desert. Yeah, like more of it might become a desert, but a lot of the Southwest of the U.S. is already a desert. And if it's not a desert, it's already been like very arid. Think about like Arizona, Nevada, Texas. Like a lot of it is either already a desert or already pretty arid. Usually though, it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit though, and not like 125 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like still a 20 degree difference. 20 degree difference is pretty bad. Of course I get dismounted. They just make the game so you get dismounted now so that you buy the mount equipment. You never used to get dismounted even nearly this much. But now they just have like the chance to get dismounted is way inflated. Well, there we go, that worked. It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat because your body has literally dried from the inside out, leaving you nothing but a withered husk. So yeah, it's a very dry heat. I did get a new add-on. Yeah, the new add-on is called Dialogue UI, and it's absolutely amazing. Lots and lots of options. I have mine set to dark mode, but the default mode looks a lot more like the colors in the default quest box. It's so much easier to read. I love the camera zoom in. The font is like kind to my eyes. Having it go into dark mode is really awesome. Yep, I saw it in a Bellular video, and I was like, I gotta have that. That's gonna be how we read all the quests in War Within, is with this add-on. It's really cool. Like, immersion is good, but this one's better than immersion because it allows me to read ahead. And immersion breaks things out, so like sometimes I just like I get surprised sometimes by what comes next. Nice, epic upgrade. It has intellect on it. Oh, we need intellect. I keep thinking that my shaman needs agility, because for a long time I played my enhancement shaman. So every time I see a piece of intellect gear, I kind of like, I feel puzzled. I need to remind myself I'm an elemental shaman. I need intellect. I don't need agility. Don't let me equip any agility stuff. I think I probably already have agility stuff equipped. What do I got? I got stamina, crit, and haste on a two-handed axe. Yeah, that's probably not helping me like a super lot, is it? But yeah, hey, we're a two-handed shaman, so there we go. Fantasy fulfilled. Two-hand weapon shaman. Oh, the add-on is Dialogue UI. I should probably put it in the description or something. That would be a cool place for the add-ons list. I have to catch a prisoner. I wonder if I can just like capture any of these guys. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. And we're dragging him back somewhere over this way. It's weird that they make new add-ons for quests when 80% of people don't read them anymore. Firstly, you're wrong. 80% of people never read them. It's not an anymore thing. Secondly, yeah, they obviously make them specifically for the 20% of people who do want to read them. Because the in-game text boxes are awful to read. Nobody knows that, including Blizzard, because including Blizzard, nobody reads the quest. Except for 20% of us that do. But yeah, that's not a new thing. That's been an always thing. I don't even think Blizz has editors who read their quest. It doesn't even seem like they have editors. Like, the best we can hope for is that the quests go through some kind of peer review. But that's about it. Like, 2 people at Blizz read the quest, nobody else ever reads them, and that's it. Yeah, like, back in the day, I never read the quest. Like, I started reading the quest when I started playing Classic on the channel. Because I thought, like, what a novel way to play. What I'll do is I'll play slowly and I'll read all the quests. But when I played WoW by myself back in my 20s and early 30s, like, I didn't play WoW that way. I took all the quests, and then I went and I did all the quests. And every once in a while, I would, like, ask my friend what was going on in the zone. Like, what's the story of the zone? And he would, like, explain a little bit to me. And that was basically it. I saw the big cutscenes. The cutscenes were always out of context and made no sense to me because I had no idea what was going on in the story. And that's how most people play the game. And that's fine. If that's how they want to enjoy the content. Mike, thank you so much, man, for the 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the 5 new people. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today as we play some retail WoW and level this Shaman. Really appreciate you guys being here. How many times can we fight this guy? I think I'm going to leash him this time. Maybe. Yeah, I really don't need to fight him a 3rd time. That's kind of unnecessary. Let's try to get back here. We need 1 more stolen grain. And I see a couple back this way. If you flame shock first, doesn't lava burst auto crit? Yes. But what you're probably not seeing, because it's hard to perceive, is that I'm casting lava burst first, but flame shock is being applied first, and we are critting. Watch. So I'm going to start with lava burst, but then the flame shock applies before the lava burst gets there, and because of that, we get our crit. So it looks like I'm doing it out of order, but I'm not. As long as I have the distance, like right here face to face, I have to lay flame shock first, and then I have to lava burst. But if I'm at range, it gives it time so that flame shock actually goes up before the lava burst hits the enemy, and then we still get we get to seemingly open with lava burst, but still get the crit. Yeah, it is fancy. Like I would never have known it could do that until like people told me yesterday. Like I was putting flame shock up first and pulling the enemy, and then casting lava burst. And then people like kind of schooled me a little bit. So yeah. So now we're doing it the proper way anytime we have the distance to do it that way. Like right there, I missed it. Right there, I tab targeted the wrong guy, and I put the flame shock over here. So yeah, we missed it that time. Had somebody not told me, I would have leveled the character up all the way. I would have gotten into mythics with it, and I still wouldn't have known that we could do it that way. Yeah, it literally took people and then I even questioned it at first, because at first it didn't make sense. And then I realized like the hit isn't happening until the flame burst gets to the enemy. It's really cool that you can do it that way. I've been having a lot of fun on this class. It's so much more fun than the hunter. The hunter was just kind of boring to me. See, when we're in close, I'll open with the flame shock. Aaron, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I miss my two-handed enhancement shaman from back in like vanilla and TBC era. I like enhancement is okay in retail. Like I have an enhancement shaman at max level who's got like a little bit of gear, but like I don't know, like enhancement just isn't as fun to me as dual wield. I really would love to see them put a two-handed option back into enhancement for the shaman. Similar to how they put like didn't they put a two-handed option in for like frost DKs? Because they, like, some of them wanted to just use a two-hander and some of them wanted to keep using two one-handers. I feel like more options like that are good. Alright, we got talents on both sides. I'm gonna grab Tremor Totem because I feel like inevitably I'm gonna need it. Like, in the fullness of time. I don't know if I need Frost Shock. Maelstrom Weapon. When you deal damage with a melee... Okay, we're not going to be dealing damage with a melee weapon very much, so I don't need that. I probably want to grab Brimming with Life eventually. Alright, over in the Elemental Tree... Increase the chance for Earthquake to knock enemies down. I don't really care about that. Your successful Purge, Cleanse, Spirit, Healing, Stream, Hex, Wind Shear generates 8 Maelstrom during combat. Okay, that's not super exciting. This is for healing. Healing Surge is 30% more effective on yourself. That could be good. While you have an elemental active, your damage taken is reduced. These are all like healing and damage redux. I'm gonna take Refreshing Waters. You want shamans to be able to use swords? It's not their aesthetic, but you like swords. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, like the class can still equip the weapons, but we don't have a build to use them. Exactly. Like I have a two-handed axe on, but there's no build where having this two-handed axe on actually benefits me. So it's kind of funny that they leave in the weapon skills, but they don't support the build. It would probably take one talent to support a two-handed enhancement build. And that'd probably be a build that I was more interested in, because I like the idea of a magical warrior. And as everybody knows, like my warriors do not dual wield. Like I do not like dual wield warriors. So I like big two-handed weapons. Another epic upgrade. That's very nice. What do we got on our feet? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and we'll just queue for another dungeon too. Gear is good. Yeah, if they made it work for Frost DK, they can make it work for enhancement. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like the spec naturally dual wields. People wanted to do a two-hander, so they put it in the option, and now people can do two-hand builds. Yeah, exactly. If it worked for Frost DKs, it should be able to work for Shaman. What do I need here? I need pillagers. We gotta slay some pillagers. The two-handers feel like a magical rogue, not a magical warrior. Yeah, kind of. Like, I don't like dual wield on anything except a rogue. I don't feel like it fits anything except a rogue. I've never enjoyed dual wield on any other spec. Talon, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. We have to escort the caravan. It's not really marking it super well on the quest tracking, but we have to find the caravan person. And we have to talk to them, and then we have to escort the caravan onto the crossroads. I think we're, or we just do the dungeon and we worry about the caravan later. And I don't really know where the caravan dude is at. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What is it? What is all this back here? No caravan back here either. We've got elite demolishers chilling back here, and I'm not sure exactly why. Okay, anyway. Probably irrelevant for what we're doing. Nice. Razorfen crawl. Okay, that's cool. We'll try to get all of the quests. Extract one pile of guano. Agamagon slain. Or no, talk to the spirit of Amagon. Kill Hunter Bone Tusk, Rogug, and we'll see if we get this done. It's gonna really depend if we like skip any bosses, I think. Pronate, welcome to the stream. Wayne, good afternoon, man. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I feel like what I'm going to do most in this run is kind of just chase people. That's mostly what we're doing. When enemies live for a while, we can probably start doing like quite a bit of DPS. But right now, things are just not surviving long enough. Apparently we're not going this way, we're going this way. We got silenced. Hey, that's awesome. I love getting silenced. That would have been a fun pull to be part of. It was big enough that we could have actually done some damage, but instead silenced. Why am I being pulled around? Okay. No, I see. I'm just gonna get pulled around. I'll just chill. I'll stop trying to get to ranged. I'll just chill. I'm sure they got it. There we go. Perfect. Cool. We have to stay in the circle. Yeah, I mean, eventually I figured that out. Figured it out a little bit too late to be of any use. I don't like staying in the circle. All the cool kids are in the circle. The circle gives me like kindergarten flashbacks. Stay in the circle. Come sit in the circle. It's circle time. I just feel like there's really no reason for me to press any buttons. Like, everything's dying like super fast. The druid could probably go through here and like handle all this himself. He's doing the majority of the damage, so. Oh, here we go, there's a boss. Maybe I can slap him a couple times. You can't loot that item now. I hope I looted that item though, because I think I need that item for a quest, so I hope I actually did loot it. Guitar Junkie with the 5 gifted memberships. It's really generous of you, man. Thank you for that. Thank you, and welcome to the 5 new people. I appreciate you guys hanging out as I follow around this group in Razorfen Crawl and collect loot. Thank you guys for being here. Truly do appreciate it. It's like we kind of have to do some dungeons to get a little bit of gear. Sometimes we get into groups where like we have the opportunity to press lots of buttons. Other times we get into groups where things die like so fast, like I can't get any spells off. That is just something we have to live with as a caster. And that's it. That's the run. We hit level 20. We got a shield. Now I just need a one-hander. Let's see. What's on offer here? Either a ring or a chest piece. I think maybe I take the chest piece. And that's it. Kiopi, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. We got this. I'm gonna equip the shield. Now we don't have a two-handed axe anymore. Now we simply have a shield. I don't think I have a one-hander. I can't use swords. Yeah, I think I'll keep the shield on for now, and we'll just be a shield-wearing person. We just wear a shield. That's all we have now. We're gonna dual wield the shield. Two-handed shield. We'll use both of our hands. And we'll just hold tight to the shield. We're looking for the caravan person. We have an unspent talent. I should probably look up a build. Let's take this one. It seems good. So, like, somewhere around here, there's supposed to be... oh, here we go. Caravan Master. Perfect. Let's go onto the crossroads. I think we just leveled up while doing a vehicle quest. I didn't... maybe we leveled by discovery XP? I don't think we were getting XP from killing those guys. So it must have been discovery XP that dinged us just now. That's what I think happened. Yet another talent point. Lava Surge. Your flame shock damage over time has a 10% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Lava Burst and cause your next Lava Burst to be instant. That's going to be amazing and fun. Let's take that. We found a clue scrap. What is a clue scrap? No clues here. Look underground, where dwarves keep, razors crawl, and caves scream. I don't know what this is. Why am I finding this? Okay, let's grab every quest. Zebra, Huntress Claws. Fungal spores. What else? Explore the Forgotten Pools. Disciples of Nerlax is a Wailing Caverns quest. I don't know if we'll get Wailing Caverns on random or not. Let's be really smart. We'll set the Hearthstone here since we haven't set the Hearthstone at all. There we go. And let's head out in this direction. Maybe we should vendor. Maybe we have an inventory that's, yeah, becoming more and more full. Let's go ahead and do this. We found 3 bags at some point. We found 3 different 6-slot bags. Oh, maybe, wait. We got 4 bags. Oh, one of them was a quest reward, so one of them we didn't find. Alright, there we go. That looks a lot better. Did we stop tracking herbs and mining, or are we just in like a little bit of a dead zone? Find herbs and find minerals. We must be... I don't think I've ever seen like a full mini-map area that hasn't had either a single herb or a single mining node. But I guess that's what's going on. And do I have a one-handed heirloom mace? Yeah, you know what? Like, maybe I do. Maybe I do have like a one-handed heirloom mace. Yeah, look at that. Super smart. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, my heirlooms are old. So like, even if we wanted to use heirlooms, like most of my heirlooms are only good up to level 34. I never stayed on top of upgrading them back in the day, and now I think that there's like an incredibly large gold cost to upgrade them. So yeah, I just typically don't use them, but it's good in a situation like this. It's called the Barrens. Why would there be herbs? I mean, that's fair, but still, there's going to be herbs. You know, the place with the most herbs is Dunmorrow, and it's like it's frozen there, so you'd expect no herbs there too. But it's one of the most herb-filled zones in the game. You know what? Let's come over here. Maybe we can pick up the Centaur quest. I think this guy still has the Centaur Bracers quest. Have I been enjoying Turtle WoW? Immensely. Yeah, very much. Yep, I did my first zone hopping last night, which will be 2 episodes from the one that dropped today. And I went over into Elwyn Forest. I want to gain a couple levels over in Elwyn. I don't think I'm going to do all of Elwyn. I just want to gain a couple of levels to get me ahead of the curve in the High Elf area. But yeah, they added a bunch of stuff to Elwyn. They added some houses to Goldshire. There's like 2 or 3 extra houses in Goldshire that makes it look more like a village. They added like 3 or 4 new quests. They added a quest down by the farms. It's been pretty great. Like, I wasn't sure like how many new quests they were going to add to the existing areas, but it seems like they're going to add quite a bit of new questing to the existing areas as well, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun to like discover and read all those new quests. What company did I recommend for the PC build? The people who built mine was I Buy Power. And they built my current rig, and it came a lot sooner than I thought it was going to arrive. They communicate with you every step of the way, so from like building it to burning it in to shipping it, you're going to get constant emails like as to like the progress of your rig. And then they got it to me weeks sooner than they anticipated. The one thing I would recommend, the only issue people ever seem to have with iBuyPower, make sure there's an option to ship the video card not in. Like, don't pick the option to ship the video card not in the motherboard. Because the only thing that can really happen is sometimes in shipping, like, if there's a lot of bouncing, video cards have snapped off in the motherboard, which, like, they'll replace it, they'll get it taken care of for you. If that were to happen, but it would be a bummer to get your rig after waiting a few weeks and then have it be busted. So just do the option to ship the video card outside of it. It's really easy to put a video card into a motherboard, even if you've never done it before in your life. It's like the easiest thing you can do on a computer. Like that and putting like new sticks of RAM in. It's super easy. Even I can do it. So yeah, that would be my one recommendation. Yeah, especially new cards, they're huge and heavy. Yes, exactly. Your card bent the slot in the motherboard. Oof. Yeah, I mean, they have the bolts on the back of the case to kind of like help hold the card in place, but yeah, the cards are getting like bigger and bigger. And that's the only issue that I've ever seen anybody have with iBuyPower is like sometimes they get their rig and if they ship the video card in it, sometimes the video card has snapped. Which would be like super sad. And then yeah, I'm glad you're digging the Turtle WoW playthrough. A lot of people seem to like it. It's been a lot of fun to see people's excitement about it. It's definitely the most exciting thing happening for Classic right now, even though it's not. Even though it's not officially Blizz. Blizz should just bite the bullet. They should give those people some money and they should support the version. They should add it to BattleNet. Like they should really get on board. They should really get on board in some way, because like by not getting on board, they're missing out. And lots of people are missing out who, like, they're interested in playing it, but they don't want to play on a private server. Like, it took me years and years to try it out. Like, Blizzard should really, like, bring them into the fold in some way. We need to dive to the middle of the pool here. We need to explore the waters. Do I want to come over here and do the Harpy Raiders, or do I want to wait until something else sends us out that way? I feel like eventually we get sent out there. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to chase the quests that are on the map, because I think all of these will be places that we get breadcrumbs to eventually. Let's go finish up on the Huntress Claws and the Zebra Hooves. And then we'll just... oh, wait. Kodobane's head. Okay, let's grab Kodobane's head. And my old rig made it for like 10 years, and all I did in that time was I put a 2060 into it. That was the only upgrade I made on it, was that when the 2060s came out, I put a 2060 card into it, and that helped it live a little bit longer than it would have lived. But eventually, it just got too old. The processor was like an 11-year-old processor, and eventually I just had to replace it. That free instant cast lava burst is going to be so much fun. I love it. Yeah, my old rig is still alive. Like, occasionally my kid would play WoW on it. For a while, my wife played some Classic on it. Right now, I don't have it hooked up. I unhooked it and kind of like set it to the side because no one was using it. But it still runs, which is good. Heat Dome Part 2 is coming. Yeah, I saw that, like, our temperatures here are going to go up. Thankfully, they're not going up, like, you know, into the hundreds. We're going to have a few days of, like, high 80s. And then, actually, after a few days of high 80s, it's going to cool back down again into, like, the high 70s, low 80s, which I'm just, like, I'm trying to be really grateful for. We have no shade on our house, so we're still having to run the AC, like, 15 hours a frickin' day, which is going to lead to an electric bill that we simply can't afford, but, you know, what are you going to do? So I'm trying to be grateful for, like, the relatively calm temperatures, but it's still hard because it's still hot, and I still hate the heat, and I'm really sick of, like, spending my summers, like, being physically miserable. It's really getting tiresome. Like, in the winter, I come to hate the darkness. Like, it just, like, it gets dark too soon, and everything feels like it's always dark here. And then in the summer, like, I just can't stand how hot it gets. And we only have a couple months. There's only a couple months of in-between. And it feels like more and more, like, the couple of months of autumn and the couple of months of spring, they start to get smaller and smaller. And, like, more and more, it feels like we jump right from summer right to winter. It goes from being too cold to being too hot, like, really, really fast. And, like, we just don't really get to enjoy, like, anything in between. There was a node here, and I must have switched phases because the node suddenly vanished. It vanished right before my eyes. I blinked and the node was gone. That was incredibly rude. Very rude. Why couldn't we have done something to cause, like, global cooling instead of, like, causing global warming? I think I could probably deal with global cooling a lot better than I can global warming. So I don't really mind when it gets cold. Sometimes I kind of take the cold as, like, a challenge. It's like I can go out into the cold and I can just bundle up. But there's no real way for, like, the human body to deal with heat after a certain point. Yeah, like I turned the AC up throughout the day. Like during the day, I try to, like, my wife hates it. I'm sure she's noticed. But I try to set it around like 77, 78 to have parts of the day where the AC is not running nonstop. But then in order to sleep well, like the temperature in the house has to get down to like 74 or 73 in order for me to like sleep comfortably. So then we still end up running it a lot in the evening to just bring the overall temperature in the house down. And because we have no shade, like, it's really hard to keep the temperature down. It's become a huge problem. Yeah, I'd love to live in a climate like Alaska, where, like, when you live in Alaska, like, you don't even need to have central air. You don't even really need to have AC at all, because it's so infrequent that you're going to use it. And even on the days in Alaska where you might use the AC during the day, at night, it cools off. That's the other problem, is like I could probably tolerate any amount of heat during the day, as long as at night it got into like the 60s. Give me the 60s at night, and I will tolerate any temperature during the day, as long as when the darkness comes, I can open the windows, put a fan in the window, turn the AC off, and like sleep peacefully. But that's not what happens. Instead, the low will be like 78 degrees for a low temperature, which is not enough to open the windows and get like actual nice air into the house. I need like one more. I need huntresses, and I'm like, it circles this whole area, but I'm kind of becoming convinced there aren't a lot over here. I'm gonna check this other area. Yeah, like I think my wife would prefer I leave the thermostat alone, but I really can't tolerate it. It bothers my soul to let it run all day. I just see the bill getting higher and higher and higher and higher. It's probably going to be like, my guess for the bill, if I had to guess, I'm going to guess $1,100. I don't think she expects this yet, but I'm going to guess $1,100 for for July's electric bill, which is almost as much as our rent, which is effing insane. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 1,100. The electric company here does a thing where they charge more during peak hours. So if you're trying to run your AC in like the afternoon and the hottest part of the day, you're being charged more for kilowatt hour. And also just energy prices have gone up and up and up, and we literally are running the AC like 15, 16 hours a day. The AC turns off between midnight and like Noon. Between midnight and noon, I guess maybe there's an 11-hour period where it doesn't run, but the rest of the time it runs nonstop. Yeah, it's gonna be like $1,100. If it's not, I'll be really happy. It's one of those things like I'd love to be wrong about it, but I have a feeling that I'm not gonna be wrong about it. Yeah. It's do we have solar? We don't have anything. No, we have nothing. We don't have shade. Not only do we not have solar, we don't have shade. Shade would help. If we had a tree that hadn't been cut down, we'd be living in comfort. It would probably never get above 77 degrees in the house if we had the tree that we used to have. They make this super reflective white paint. It's so reflective that it actually, if you cover a house in it cools the interior of the house like 10 degrees, no matter what the temperature is outside. But you know, we don't use technology the way we could. And so instead of covering the roof with like super reflective white paint, the roof is black. It absorbs heat all day. It stores that heat in the attic area. And then even once the sun goes down, all that stored heat seeps into the house. When we could just cover the roof with super reflective white paint and it could cool the house, instead it acts as a heater, which is awful. It's got over 3 times the amount of the June bill, so it's a little off. You're wrong. You're wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, we're in for a very unpleasant surprise. Yeah, it is going to be 3 times the amount of the June bill because we've been running the AC 3 times as much as we ran it in June. Like, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not going to be. I'm never wrong about pessimistic shit. Unfortunately, like, if it's something bad, I'm usually right about it. So, yeah, be prepared. $900 to $1,100. I'd be willing to bet on it. Not that we're going to have any money to bet. but I'd be willing to bet it's going to be anywhere between $900 and $1,100. Yeah, it is going to be 3 times as much because we've been running it 3 times as much. Absolutely. Keep in mind it didn't start to get like super hot until like the second half of June. So yeah, 900 to 1100, absolutely guaranteed it's going to be in that range. And we'll be lucky if August isn't worse. Cuz sometimes July is the hottest month in Michigan, and sometimes August is the hottest month. So we'll be really lucky if August is not worse. We rent. Yeah, we rent. And that's why the tree got cut down. We didn't have control over the tree getting cut down even. They were just like, we're cutting this tree down. we're like, oh, okay. Great. Goodbye, tree. It was nice to know you. I don't really know. I really don't. I'm not digging the Shaman class tree. The Shaman class tree has been like very underwhelming. Summons a totem at the target location that gathers electrical energy. It's a stun, like, okay. I'm not really digging. I'm gonna have to look up a guide for the class tree just to pick what I have to pick to be efficient because I'm not digging it. Imagine the electric bills in Arizona. Yeah, exactly. I would say imagine the electric bills in Texas, but since Texas is basically a second world country, they can't even, their power grid barely works. So like if you live in Texas, you just don't have power when like anything happens. Otherwise they'd probably have a really big electric bill. BRB turning up the thermostat. Right. Yeah, just keep thinking about that $1,100 bill. Yeah, like I said, our company has a policy here where during peak hours, during all of the times when you run the AC the most, they charge you double. You're being charged double for kilowatt hours. I think they said during the hours of like noon to 7. Like, so noon to 7, like the hottest parts of the day, you're being charged double. Which, like, if you have a house that has shade, it's not really a big deal. You can crank your AC. At noon, you can turn off the AC. And then at 7 in the evening, you can turn back on the AC. But when you don't have shade, you just have to run it nonstop. And God forbid you cook inside the house. Like, we have a small house, so like as much as we can, we try to cook outside. I say we, my wife cooks outside because I can't cook. And yeah, and it was so like, and that's like without cooking inside, because cooking inside will raise the temperature by about 10 degrees. So if the temperature is 75 degrees in the house and we cook inside when it's hot out, the temperature inside the house will be like 85 by the time we're done cooking. So it's kind of a shit show. Willing to buy super reflective white paint. I thought about like trying to get a hold of some and just like going up there in the middle of the night and painting the entire roof. And I just wonder like how long it would take anybody to notice that I've covered the paint and covered the roof in super reflective white paint. Like how long before I heard something about it? Like how often do you look up at other people's roofs? Like, what's the color of your neighbor's roof? Is it brown? Is it gray? Is it black? What color is it? How often do you look at it? I don't know what happened. Yeah, you just tell like, I don't know. We woke up and the roof was white. We didn't even, you just say we didn't notice. Say, listen, I don't look at the roof, okay? The roof is white. I don't know why. Probably aliens, if I had to guess. And ultimately, you just say, you're welcome. You're welcome for painting the roof super reflective white. Now, the energy costs here are going to be like way low in the summer. So, you're welcome. But probably just pretend not to notice. I don't know. You say the roof is white now? I don't know how that happened. I have to spend this talent as much as I hate to spend this anywhere, because everywhere seems kind of useless. I don't even know what astral shift is. I'm gonna take this shift partially into the elemental plane, taking less damage. Okay, I'm gonna need that one day. Like one day we'll be doing mythics and I'll need this button. So I'm gonna take it now. That way it's done. Blame the aliens. Yeah, you blame the aliens. That way the person that's talking to you, they know that pursuing that line of conversation is useless. They know they're talking to someone who's completely unhinged, and that like pursuing it's probably not going to yield any results. Marcus, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Am I getting headaches because of the heat? No, because I'm avoiding the outside. I'm just not going out. I usually go out in the morning a little bit to throw the ball to my dogs. And then I go out in the evening to take my big dog for a walk. And unless we're going to the store or going to my kids' swim practice, like, I don't do anything outside. Yeah, I've given up on trying to care for the lawn. I just don't care anymore. Because it's too hot to care. So yeah, I just don't go out. I'm not sure about this quest. Oh, here we go. We need this guy. We gotta tag this guy. We got somebody else down here fighting him. There we go. Alright, we're looking for scraps of centaur intelligence. Thinking back to Cataclysm, these are going to be like little pieces of paper in the tents, I believe. In Cataclysm, they were very rare and kind of a pain in the butt to find. So I wonder if in Modern WoW they're going to be any easier. I will say by this point on the hunter, I was already feeling kind of bored. So I think this is going to be like a much better class for me. Part of it is that the animations are just really cool. But I think the class is going to shape out to be pretty fun for me too. Hunter was not checking any of my boxes. There we go. That's 3. We need 1 more. This quest is still a little bit of a pain in the butt, even in retail. It circles this whole big area, but realistically, the only places you ever find the notes are going to be inside the tents. And it seems like there are only specific tents that even have notes. Yeah, see, like, no notes here. Here's a note. This is good. Whew, like, I have PTSD about how long it took me to complete this in Cataclysm. Yeah, the music here is really good. The only problem I have with Cataclysm music is that it changes tracks so often. But when the music gets a little bit of time to breathe and like gets its legs under it, it's really good. Tulo said there's a storyline add-on that works with Turtle WoW, not immersion, but better than the default quest text. Yeah, I might need to find something. It's just like the quests in Turtle WoW are really good, but for all the new quests, they use a lot of words. And all those words kind of get crammed together in the quest box. And like my eyes have a very hard time reading the font on the background that's used in the default text box. And yeah. So I might have to look into that. I have it set up now so that I can get add-ons if I want to. I did install the vanilla tweaks and an add-on for advanced options. So I should check that out. We're looking for a named enemy. And I'm just not sure if they are patrolling around or if they're standing right up here watching me as I look for them. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I did finally figure out that they were writing the quest that way because that was how they were writing the High Elves. Like when I got to Elwyn Forest, like the human quests were worded much more simply. But I do think that the writers were attempting to kind of make the High Elves like verbose and pedantic on purpose. But verbose and pedantic is hard to read out loud. It's hard to read it all out loud. Especially when the font is all crammed together. Like I really wish I had this. This is my new favorite add-on. This is really easy to read. It doesn't break it apart the way immersion does, so I can like scan ahead from paragraph to paragraph. I'm not like left guessing like, ooh, what's the next paragraph gonna be? So this is my new favorite thing. And it kind of sucks that it's only for retail. Alright, we have to go to the top of the mountain over here as well. What's the name of the add-on? It's called Dialogue UI. Dialogue UI. This quest was buggy in Cataclysm, and it seems like it's probably going to be buggy here as well. Last time I did it, I had to wait. I had clicked it once, then I had to wait and click it again when it came off cooldown, and that seems like the same thing is happening here. So yeah, we just can't have bug-free things. Ooh, look at the view though. Oh man, I love seeing these zones with the increased view distance. That's so cool. I really don't know how to get this guy to do what he's supposed to do. Okay, he took off. He's flying. Maybe this is it. Maybe we'll get credit. There we go. This stuff actually turns in back in town. We also have a couple of quests over this way. And then we have Centaur Bracers in this direction. Let's go do the Centaur Bracers. Daniel, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Alright, I think we can actually use the Hearthstone and take ourselves back to Crossroads. Yep, looks good. Alright, let's see. Let's go after Akiaki, and then we'll cut down here and we will turn in the Centaur Bracers and the Deathgate reinforcements. Yeah, I saw that Asmon reacted to the Turtle Wow thing. He didn't really seem to care that much. Maybe that's why it blew up. I mean, it could have been why it blew up. It could have just blown up because there has been interest in the idea of Classic Plus for a long time. And yeah, I mean, that trailer, like, someone pointed it out to me. So if I heard about it, then, like, you know, word of mouth got around. Lots of people heard about it. Conquer Akiaki. Okay, okay, maybe we need to use the item. That would be a good idea. There we go. I wonder how Saad is doing today, or yesterday. Yesterday was the first day for Phase 4, right? Oh yeah, it's not today. It was yesterday. I wonder how Saad's doing. I highly doubt the Turtle Wow thing affected Saad at all. Like, the people who play Saad are not really the people who necessarily want that kind of Classic Plus. So it probably didn't impact it very much. Anybody here go back for Saad Phase 4 and like check it out? Yeah. You know. Yeah, I guess I couldn't be bothered either. It would take a lot. I think the other day I talked about it. It would take a lot to get me back to Sod. If they made a new zone with new quests and the new 5-man, then maybe I would check it out. I would check it out for actual, like, new content. One new 5-man dungeon does not count as new content. So, it would take quite a bit. Oh, I didn't notice before, but when I'm in this view, it stretches your XP bar out down here, so you have this, like, stretched out XP bar. That's a really nice touch. I didn't even notice that. Oh, now we got the quest to go after Herzul. Yeah, you know, we probably should have got that first. We killed Herzul, just, like, incidentally. Yeah, I don't think I have a lot of Sod fans here in chat. Probably because I'm not a really big fan of Sod. If I was a big fan of Sod, we'd probably have more people who were fans of Sod. Yeah, I can't wait to see some of the other new areas in Turtle WoW. The High Elf area is really good. I guess, like, I have, like, Gilneas to look forward to. There's a Hyjal zone. I'm pretty sure somebody said there was a Hyjal. You can buy certain runes at the vendor. Yeah, it's not... They're not the runes, though. I think it's things like longer blessings and stuff like that. The things that they're letting you buy at the vendor are the things that were, like, rare drops from 5-man dungeons. Like, the stuff people had to farm dungeons for, like, at mid-level to get. The only one I can really think of was the Paladin's Longer Blessings. Because it was the only one that applied to me. Those are the only ones they're allowing you to buy at the vendor. And when asked about, like, putting all of the older runes on a vendor to make it easier for people to come back and play, to make it easier for new players, they said that it would be an incredible amount of work to put all of the runes for the prior phases on a vendor. They said it would be too hard, basically. It's too hard. They said that they're inexorably connected with the content. Yeah, with the boring ass running around that nobody wants to do. And they said that maybe they would look at it in the future, but they have no plans right now. Because it's too hard to put abilities on a vendor or on a class trainer. Apparently, it's too much work. So they're not doing it. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's the city of Gilneas, and maybe it was a 5-man. Maybe it's not a zone. I thought somebody said it was a zone. But yeah, I think the city of Gilneas is a 5-man. I saw a random guide for it as I was perusing YouTube. Ah, can we get him? We didn't get him. Ah, dang it. That sucks. Because now we gotta wait for him to respawn, and who knows how long that's gonna take. It could take minutes. And then he's gonna respawn somewhere, and I'm not gonna know where that is. Because he kind of does a loop around the area. What ad am I using for the quest log? It's not for the quest log, but for the quest pop-ups, I'm using Dialogue UI. Wherever that mining node is, I don't think we're getting that one. Apparently, it's down somewhere in the trench. So we're just gonna move on. I'm gonna give this quest like 2 more minutes. And if we don't find him, I am probably gonna move on. So I don't want to do laps around the Wailing Caverns for the next 10 minutes. Am I leveling only through questing? We're doing dungeons every once in a while. I don't bother spamming dungeons until we can do time walking. So next week, time walking for Draenor opens up. And typically between levels like 50 and 70, I do a lot more 5-mans. Whenever we can do time walking. Because then we're getting time walking badges, which we can use to buy some pretty good gear at level 70. We're getting the bonus XP for doing the time walking. Yeah, while we level, we do a few dungeons, but yeah, I primarily am just questing. Every once in a while we queue up for a classic dungeon. He was just killed, yeah. It's not a matter of like necessarily just finding him. Right now it's a matter of him respawning, which he hasn't done yet. Oh, we gotta kill this guy. All right, yeah, let's move on. There's nothing in this for some reason. There's nothing in this game that annoys me more than running in circles. It's just standing still and like waiting for respawns by standing still is a close second. But running laps is like the one thing in this game that always like really bothers me. I don't know why or what it is, but I just can't. I really hate it. I thought we'd also get a quest to like find a wrecked caravan, but we haven't gotten that one yet. Well, we have this investigate the wreckage. Maybe we should head that way. Kill the raptors, get their feathers, use the feathers on the nest. That happens down here. Alright, let's go do that. We can go do that. Maybe we can pop our head in back at the oases eventually and just see if we happen to come across Terzul, but I really don't want to run circles around there anymore. Had my fill. Alright, let's see. We're gonna have to pick one of these other healing things. Even though I don't really want any healing things. Increase the chance for Earthquake to knock enemies down. I don't really know if I even like that. Increase the damage of your... I need this, though. Like, what do I do here? I guess I'd go with this one. I don't know if knocking them down is going to be a good thing or not. And then back over here, this tree is kind of abysmal. Healing stream. I'm never going to remember to lay this down. I'm in combat now. Requires a raptor nest. Okay, I mean, I don't really know. I'm not a raptor expert, but it looks like a nest. Apparently it has to be a glowing nest. Okay, that makes sense. Look for a glowing nest. Okay, that's one. Not at all where the quest marker is indicating it, but that's okay. Alright, we'll pop in over here really fast and we'll see if Herzula's back up. There he is. Alright, let's see if we can do the little event here by ourselves. It recommends 3 people. I don't think we need 3 people. We have some elementals if we need them. guy's got to be coming out soon. We've murdered a bunch of centaur. Here we go. Let's get our elementals out. Do a little phase shift. There we go, that wasn't too bad. And save a little bit of time here by hearthing back to the crossroads, and then it looks like we're headed down to the Barrens, or to the Ratchet, rather. We're in the Barrens. I know where I'm at. Totally with it. Wonder if we can fly to Ratchet. The interesting thing is, in Cataclysm, they gave us like a bunch of starting flight points, but then in retail, we don't get all those. I remember in Cataclysm, like the first time I checked the flight point, I had like Thunder Bluff and Ogremar, and I had a couple of other ones. But no, in retail we don't get them. It's kind of weird. What's the quest text add-on? That is Dialogue UI. Dialogue UI. And it's going to be a game changer for me, like reading quests. Really looking forward to it for the War Within stuff. I could have swore there was like a caravan somewhere along the road that we had to investigate. Although, like, maybe they took that quest out. They added toys to give you all the flight points. Maps. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I don't really know how I would, like, where I would get those. What's going on here with the lava dogs? I don't know what's happening here. I feel like part of this zone has like patch content from either Mista Pandaria or from Warlords of Draenor. Like, I don't know what this is, but it feels like something that wasn't here initially. I'm not sure. The heirloom vendor sells them. Oh, yeah, they probably sell them for an exorbitant amount of gold. Oh, see, this is the caravan I was thinking about. But now it's like it's surrounded by Korkron guys. That strangely, even with level scaling, they are level 35, which shouldn't be possible with level scaling. Yet there it is. Are we got Skull Lament remake. I don't know why I can't see anything that's happening. What the hell? What the f is going on? I don't know what happened there. I guess they initiated the boss fight and nobody was in the room yet. That's probably what happened. when we have a little bit of time to work through the rotation, it's actually very enjoyable. And I like it. What the F? Oh, this is great. I don't know what happened here. And I'm not really sure, like, I guess maybe I'm supposed to fight these guys. I've never had this happen to me. Wonder what I did wrong. There we go. Easy enough. That was the last boss. Yes, we have some quests to turn in. And that's it. Level 25. I did nothing wrong. At least I got to participate in the fight a little bit. Usually you're locked outside the room. Yeah, when you said that, I tried to like pay attention. I tried to keep up with the tank on purpose because I did not want to get locked out of the last fight. That would have been a big bummer. Yeah, let's grab this. Increase the damage of your lightning bolt, chain lightning, and storm elemental. That's essential. There we go. Do I feel like WoW is laggy lately? Do I feel like I can speak lately? No. Do I feel like WoW is laggy lately? Not really. No, I haven't really like experienced a lot of lag. The only time I have a lot of lag is if I'm like hanging out in Beldraken. But when I'm out questing, everything seems fine. Why do you never hear that song? Because all of the music in WoW only plays for like 25 seconds, and then it moves on to another track for some reason. Because none of the music tracks last longer than 25 seconds anymore. You walk like 10 feet and the music track changes completely. Yeah, see, it's gone as soon as you mention it. Exactly, exactly. It's sad to see the open world so lonely. I mean, does it matter though? It doesn't really matter. Because like the open, we're talking about the open world, we're talking about like there's 25 years of content that people do. So even when there are people leveling up in this game, they have 25 years of content to pick from to decide like where they level at. The place that you're gonna see people, and the only place that ever matters about seeing people, is gonna be the endgame stuff. So if you're running around the Dragon Isles, like doing Dragon Isle stuff, you're gonna see people. When you're playing War Within, you're gonna see people. But yeah, when you're doing the level up, like, there's 25 years of different time walking campaigns that people pick from. So it's not a really big surprise that, like, we don't often come across people while we're leveling up. It's like, and the thing is, like, if you want that experience, like, honestly, that's what Classic is for. Like, if you want to see people in the open world while you level up, that's what Classic is for. People are so spread out in retail that, it doesn't matter. The leveling to get to the Dragon Isles takes like 20 hours. And then you can see all the people that you want. And then you can hang out in Veldraken and there will be hundreds of people just chilling. Like, other than that, it doesn't really matter. Oh, there's a quest back this way. And we actually do come across people, and I'm always surprised when we do. I'm actually surprised we come across as many people as we do come across while we're leveling up in the old world. We'd probably see more people if we did Battle for Azeroth, because that's where the game tries to funnel people. I intentionally do Cataclysm Time Walking, which, you know, that's a niche thing that I do when I level up characters. I think most people do something else. I think a lot of people just dungeon grind. And default leveling is BFA, exactly, exactly. If we were doing BFA, we'd probably see more people. Karen, have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Alex, good afternoon, man. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, maybe this is the caravan that I was thinking about. Yeah, there we go. This is an add-on, Alex. It's called Dialogue UI. I saw it the other day in a Bellular video, and I was like, I have to have that. It's gonna make reading all the quests in the War Within so good. Sadly, I think they only have it for retail. I'm not sure if it's available for Classic or not. It's really cool. I have the dark theme on, but you can turn the normal theme on, and it could turn it like the brown color that the normal quest book is. There's a lot of options. It works in Kata. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's nice. I'll have to get that installed for Cataclysm for when I play Kata. Mr. Santa, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Eventually we'll look up a build, and I will fix my Shaman tree. I'm sure it's kind of a mess, but I probably won't worry about it till we're a bit of a higher level. I'm getting root samples from herbing stuff. Is this a root samples quest, an herbalism quest? It circles this area here, but it feels like I'm just getting them from herbalism. Yeah, we're just getting them from herbalism. How do I feel about Blizzard making changes to the classic era servers? I'm not sure what we're talking about. Yeah. Ultimately, I really don't care what they do. It's their servers. But I'm not sure exactly what changes we're talking about. I don't think there have been any recent changes. The latest classic drama. Okay, well, I like I said, I'm not sure what we're talking about, so... What are the deets, as the kids would say? Tell me the deets. My biggest problem with Blizzard is that they haven't made enough changes to Classic Era. My biggest problem is that we don't have Classic Plus, so I don't know. They've put the new guild UI into Classic Era, as well as given the druids polearms, and a WB similar to the Horde's Rend to Alliance. What is that? I don't know that last part. A world buff. Okay, a world buff. Okay. Yeah, that all seems fine. I mean, all that seems fine to me. I don't have a problem with any of that. Yeah. Druids get polearms. That's cool. There's probably some like agility polearms they could really use. And the world buff stuff I don't really care about. That's like really nothing. To me, those changes are so infinitesimal and so ineffective that it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd be fine for them to go change Classic a little bit. Yeah, I'd be okay if they went in and rebalanced some of the specs that suck. If they helped out some of the specs that are just awful that nobody wants to play, like that'd be cool. Yeah, like ultimately I'm pro changes. We've had classic era in a vanilla state long enough. So like anybody who wanted to experience that has already done it. Doesn't really bother me. Yeah, I wish they would change more. Like I said, I wish they would go like help out some of the specs that are awful. I wish they would just like, I wish they would turn on summon stones. Yeah, there's changes that I wish they would make that they won't make. It's always interesting to me, like, they do so little with Classic. They do so little with it that I always wonder, like, where does the impetus come from? When they make these silly little changes, like, where does the impetus come from? Like, were they just sitting around like, oh, you know what would be nice? If druids could equip polearms, so they could use all those nice agility polearms. Like, where does the thought come from? Like, who even cares? It's such a small thing. Yeah, I don't really care about any. It's not very exciting. It's not even worth the drama. There should be no drama. The drama should be that they're not making enough changes to Classic. That they're not supporting Classic and growing Classic and trying to get people interested in Classic. Like, that should be where the drama's at. How they've just basically like given up on it. Preservation of games, I don't care about that. there is no preservation of games, man. Like, dude, until 6 years ago, we didn't even have Classic. Do you understand that? Until 6 years ago, we didn't even have a way to officially play in Classic era. The zones were gone. All of the zones got deleted. Okay, we were stuck with the zone you're currently looking at. There was no way to play in the old Barrens. It was gone. Like, it just is, it is what it is. Like, we have it now. At least now we get to have the old zones. What about the Burning Crusade? That game is gone. What about Wrath of the Lich King? That game is gone. Like, be more upset about that. Like, you want to talk about preservation of games, like, who cares about little changes? You're talking about no changes, not the preservation of games. Because Classic is still a game, Classic can still be played, and it still exists. Burning Crusade does not exist. Wrath of the Lich King does not exist. So if you want to get upset about preservation of games, if that's going to be the platform that you stand on, then actually pick a topic that makes sense. Like how there are no TBC servers, like how there are no Wrath servers. That's where you should focus your energy if you actually care about the preservation of games. Not minuscule changes that make the game marginally better for people. Like, that's not a good platform to stand on for that reason. You're assuming stuff about the preservation of games that's completely wrong. So, like, I'm not assuming, I'm just telling you that your position doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And that there are better, if you care about the preservation of games, there are better things for you to care about. That's not an assumption about you, that's a fact. If you care about the preservation of games, there are bigger issues than druids having polearms. Does that make sense? And also the idea that until very recently, there was no preservation of Classic era. It just didn't exist. That's important too. Thanks, man. We'll see you later. It's nice that not only are you completely wrong, but you're belligerently sticking to your guns. Yeah, that's what it means to be an American. Yeah, congrats. You're completely wrong. You have no ground to stand on. You have an invalid argument that you probably copied off of somebody on the internet, and now you're called out for it. So now you're angry. Oh my god, I'm wrong and unthoughtful, and I got called out for it in a stream. Now I'll be angry. Hammer time? Yeah. Hammer time. It sucks to be wrong, but sometimes, especially when you just copy the opinions of other people on the internet, like, sometimes you're gonna be wrong. And you should think out your position more fully before you come into a stream and start espousing it. You should just think about it a little bit more. And then when someone criticizes your position, like, just kind of accept it and try to think about it a little bit. Try to think about someone else's point of view, and not the opinion that you picked up from some other streamer or some other YouTuber. And then you'd probably do better at interacting with humans on the internet. Yeah, the other fact is online games can't be preserved. Servers could always go up, maintenance goes up, and they could shut servers down. Like, there is no preservation in games. It sucks, but it's reality. Imagine having no other arguments and you can only trash talk about a channel's size. Yeah, exactly. Where's your YouTube channel? Oh, it doesn't exist? Oh, okay, cool. People don't want to, like, most people don't want to have actual conversations. They don't want to have conversations. They don't want to see another point of view. They just want people to agree with them. They just want people to agree with, and the messed up thing is they don't even want me to agree with them. They already, like, they got their opinion by somebody else. Like, they've already, the only way they have an opinion is because they were given the opinion by somebody else. It's not even their opinion. It's an opinion that they read somewhere or they heard somewhere, and they've co-opted it, and they don't want to see, like, another point of view, or they don't want to think any more deeply about the opinion at all. They just want people to agree with them. Like, I'm not just going to agree with you when your opinion doesn't make sense. It's not going to happen. What else are we doing? We gotta find Lieutenant Pyre, Lieutenant Buckland. We have a boat to sink too. I needed that. I needed that. I haven't had, like, a really annoying person come in and just be completely belligerently wrong in a while. It's been a little bit. So, like, you know, every once in a while I need that. Sometimes I just want I want to, like, let people go on a little bit more. let people dig themselves a little bit deeper before we ban them, because I kind of like to see, like, the depths of stupidity someone is willing to sink to once they've just been proven completely wrong. Yeah, they did announce the pre-patch date finally. Like, we all knew when the pre-patch was going to be anyway. Like, we all knew it was going to be the 23rd, but they did finally announce the pre-patch date. That, it was, to me, it was such non-news. It was such non-news that I didn't even think about it. But yeah, they did officially come out and say, "Hey guys, by the way, we're doing the pre-patch on the 23rd." And then the actual pre-patch event thing, like the world event thing, is not starting until the 30th, but all of the system changes and war bands and the new login screen and all of, like, the cross progression for your alts, all of that stuff is going to be in the game on the 23rd. So yeah, fun times. We have to put this somewhere on the hull. I don't really know where. Requires the thinnest part of the hull, obviously. Obviously. I just have no idea where that is. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Finally get to use reincarnate. So pre-patch is the 23rd, and the War Within starts on the 22nd of August. I mean, not for everybody. War Within starts for most people on the 22nd of August. And then if you are an unfortunate soul who only bought the standard edition, you don't get to play. You get to stay out of the War Within until the 27th, 26th. One of these days. But yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I will be playing War Within on the 22nd. Like, full release. In the Isle of Dorn on the 22nd. And everybody, and if you didn't pay for the advanced, the higher version, then it's gonna be a tough time, because everybody's gonna be playing on the 22nd. Yeah, no, it is. You should just find the $30 and upgrade your edition. There's no reason to give them $60 of your money to play the game late. It's an unfortunate situation, but it is worth it just to find $30 more between the couch cushions. Between now and then, you have like over a month to put together the $30. Like, you could find $3 a week. It's probably, that math probably doesn't work out. 3, 6, 9. No, you need like $6 or $7 a week between now and the 22nd of August, and you could just buy the real version of the game that gets you into the game when everybody else plays it. Don't give them $60 to play late. It sucks, but it's pointless. Yeah, no, you're not saving money necessarily. You're being punished for giving them a bunch of money already. Like, $60 is already a lot of money to give them, and by giving them just the 60, it's like you're gonna play the game a week late. That's gonna really suck as a WoW player, and you're still giving them a shit ton of money, because it's still not a small amount, you know. If you were paying like $30 and you were playing it a week late, that might be worth it. You know, you'd be saving $60. But ultimately, you're only saving $30 to play the game a week after everybody else has already hit max level. The new cost of games is $90. Because even single player games are doing the early access thing now. Like, the new cost of games, a AAA game, is $90. And that's it. Yep. It's a really crap move on their part to, like, basically gate the real access of the game behind the $30 more. But the fact of the matter is, they have decided that the full cost of their game is $90. And then, like, if you're someone who comes into the game later on, like, let's say for whatever reason, like, you don't play at launch, then you have the option to buy the $60 version. But if you are excited for the game and you want to play it when the game comes out on the 22nd. That's when the game comes out. And if you're starting to play it at any other time, you're playing it later. You're playing it late. Which a lot of people who play MMOs, like, we don't like that. Like, people who play MMOs, like, we traditionally don't like to play late. Especially for a game that we've been anticipating. And they know that, obviously. They know that about us. Hence the new $90 price tag. Hey, Alex, you don't have time for it? You'll make time, man, because it'll be super hype. Yeah, like, maybe you think you'll be playing Cataclysm still at that week, but if you unless you just have a week where you're not going to be home, you'll be playing it. Like, 'cause it's gonna be super exciting. Maybe you think you'll be playing Cataclysm that week, but I doubt it, because I don't think anyone will be playing Cataclysm that week. So. Hey, at least you're not playing SOD Phase 4. That saves you a little bit of time. What am I doing here? Baron. Struck a deal with the Baron. Okay. There we go. A lot of classic Andes say they hate retail. Right. But that doesn't mean that they really do. a lot of people like to say they hate retail, but I think like 70% of the people who hate retail also play retail. So that's the thing to keep in mind. Like 70% of the people who like say that they only play classic, that retail is trash, like 70% of those people still play retail. They're just like the person who was here earlier who's just they're trying to like espouse an opinion and have a viewpoint of somebody else on the internet. And that's why they say those things. It's not even like they came to that conclusion on their own. Like 70% of those people, they're just saying it because it's someone else's opinion on the internet. Not because it's their opinion or even how they actually feel. That's the important thing to keep in mind. It's hard to have your own opinion and form your own, like, thoughts. And then what's even harder than that in today's world is to actually stick by those things and to not just tag along with how somebody else thinks or feels. Like, having your own thoughts at all is hard, but then sticking to it and, like, fully forming it and having it well thought out, having justifications and reasons and actually believing it, all that's harder. So most people don't bother doing it. We need some more ammo dumps. Yeah, anyone who says they hate retail secretly plays it all day long. Like, basically, yeah. Like, if you go out of your way to say you hate retail, then you're probably playing it. You're probably playing it, and here's the thing, if you're not playing it, then you can't possibly hate it. Because how can you possibly hate a thing that you're not interacting with at all? In that case, your opinion is even more invalid. Like, if you're saying you hate retail and you don't play retail, like, what is your point? What are you basing that on? You're not playing the game. How could you possibly hate it when what you can say is I don't play retail. That's all you can say honestly. If you're not playing retail, if you've made a choice to only play classic, all you can really say truthfully is that you don't play retail. You can say I'm not a retail player. But to say you hate it, like, whose opinion are you basing that off of? If you're not playing the game and you're saying you hate it, that's the obvious sign that you have simply co-opted someone else's opinion. Because if you're not playing the game, you can't possibly hate it. It's not your opinion, it's somebody else's. All you can say is you're not playing it. Yeah, both games are good, both games are different. There's different games. There's not even a reason to, like, compare them to each other, because classic and retail are simply two different games. They both have World of Warcraft in the title, but they play completely differently. They're about different things. The focus is different, the gameplay is different, the graphics are different. Like, everything is different. It's a different game. Just because you like the one and you only play the one does not mean that you have to hate the other or even have a strong opinion of the other. Sheep who listen to people on Reddit without having their own opinion. Yeah, because like I said, it's hard to have your own opinion. Because to have your own opinion, you have to actually experience something firsthand. Which means you'd have to play the game and put effort into it. And then you'd have to consider your own feelings. You'd have to gauge your own emotions and decide, like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Why do I like it or not like it? You'd have to do a lot of actual thought. It's more challenging to have your own opinion. You actually have to think. Hard for most humans. Yeah, it is. It's incredibly hard for most humans. To think about, like, to have an experience, to think about the experience, to analyze, like, why do I feel the way I feel about it and how do I actually feel? And then to disengage that from everybody else's opinions on the internet. Because when you're spending 90% of your time on the internet listening to other people, it's really hard to have your own thoughts. Do I want to go out to the islands right now? I feel like there's going to be more stuff that sends me down here. Maybe I should just go back to town, turn everything in, and kind of, like, see what happens, see if we get any more quests. I don't think I have to run right out to the islands right now. If it's on Reddit, it must 100% be the right opinion. I think there's a lot of people who feel that way. How is Barrens questing? I've been enjoying the Barrens, yeah. It's nice to be here with the lighting changes. It's nice to be here with the increased view distance. It's been a pleasurable time. It's not, no, is it the same as Kata? I mean, it's the same quest as Kata, but it feels completely different than Kata. That's the important thing, is, like, it's the same quest for the most part. It's technically the same zone. It feels completely different than leveling up in Cataclysm. I can't explain it. A lot of it is, like, how the classes feel. The classes in retail, while you're leveling up, they feel a lot better to me than the Cataclysm classes while leveling up. The talent trees are more interesting while leveling up in retail. Level scaling helps. I like the level scaling in retail because we don't out-level zones. We're not out-leveling content and having to jump to the next zone prematurely the way we have to do in Cataclysm. And so even though it's the same quest and same zone, it honestly feels better to me to do this content in retail. And then there's the technological improvements. Like I said, the lighting is better, the view distance is increased. And so like the best way to play like Cataclysm leveling for me is to play Cataclysm leveling in retail. It's much more enjoyable to me. There's no way you can play 2 MMOs at the same time. Yeah, it's tough. It is hard to have like 2 different focus. I'm kind of happy now. Like I think like my end game focus is going to be like primarily in retail. Like obviously like I'm not doing a lot of Cataclysm end game. So now I can focus my end game on retail and focus on like progression in retail, and we can just enjoy Classic whenever we have time to enjoy Classic. Yeah, the new talent trees are way better than the Cataclysm talent trees. I think the Classic era talent trees are good. They feel good while leveling. They feel meaningful while leveling, and like Cataclysm lost that. The Cataclysm talent trees are made for max level characters. There are many times in the Cataclysm talent trees where you get to the 2nd tier and you have talents for abilities that you don't have yet. Because the entirety of the talent tree is not made for a character as they level. It's made for a character who's max level. Like, that's the biggest difference between the Cata trees and the vanilla trees. It's the biggest difference between the Cata trees and the retail trees. Is like, even the retail trees, there are abilities that feel really good while leveling up. And in Cataclysm, there just really aren't. There are tons of talents that feel good at max level when you have all of your skills. But while leveling up, most of your talent choices in Cataclysm are kind of meaningless. You can tell they just built them from max level backwards, and they didn't really put any thought into like where you would be in your leveling progress when you selected your talent choices. It wasn't made for a leveling character. Yeah, to me, for leveling, like when I want to level characters, just have a leveling journey, it makes more sense now for me to do this in retail. Because it's more enjoyable, firstly, than it is in Cata, to me. And then secondly, like my character gets to have a future. Like my character gets to go do stuff at endgame. Whereas like my Cata character, like if my Cata character can't raid, then my Cata character has nothing to do. And it's really sad to have nothing to do. Ice Fury hurls a frigid ice at the target, dealing frost damage, causing your next 4 frost shocks to oh, do I want frost shock? And this? I have to look up. I'm gonna have to look at a build because this feels really good. I just don't know if I actually want it. It seems like I might. Lava Burst has an additional charge. Obviously, we have to go here first. See, this is what I mean. Like, this is just a really good choice. It's going to change gameplay for the better. Just like now, we have 2 charges on our most powerful ability. So, like, that's huge. And we get that while leveling up. So we're not waiting till endgame for that to work. It works for us right now. So that's a good example of how, like, the talent trees in retail are just so much better. They're so much more interesting while you're leveling up than the ones in Cata. So yeah, classes are going to become super crazy when you unlock hero talents. Yeah, the thing about hero talents though is I think you get to spend like points in all of them by the time you're max level. So I think there's a little bit less picking and choosing, because I think you basically get everything. I'm not sure. We'll see how it works out. Billy, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you checking out the Turtle WoW video too on the other channel. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the Cata talents don't have a lot of impact until you're max level doing max level content, which not everybody does. Let's take a look here. I'm looking at that link. Yeah, it does seem like, well, I mean, my spec is not really, I mean, some of my choices are right. Yeah. Like, I have some work to do in this area. It looks like I do want to come down here and grab a few things. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is, though. That one. These might be war within trees. Is this a war within tree? Because some of these things that I'm seeing in this link are not the same as what I'm looking at on the screen. That's the same. This is the same. Yeah. So I have a few things. Over here I look pretty good, but yeah, it looks like I do want to grab Frost Shock. And I do want to grab Ice Fury. Ooh, that's going to be a few more buttons to push. That's going to be a few more buttons to push. That could get interesting. I'll have to move some stuff around. But yeah, I think for now I'm good with what I have, and then I'll start working this way. The next point I have in the Shaman tree, I'll grab Frost Shock, and then I will start working towards Ice Fury. Because I don't think we're going to do a lot of Frost Shock until we have Ice Fury. But that's going to be 2 more buttons I have to press, like, semi-regularly. I have Tilde. I could probably move a few things around here, like this. We should be okay. We should be okay. Alright, guys, I am out of time for today. I actually have been out of time for a while, but it's almost 4 o'clock my time, and I'm certainly out of time now. I have had a lot of fun today. I'm really enjoying the Shaman. I'm enjoying it a lot more than the Hunter, and we're going to stick with it. We're going to play more tomorrow. We have time walking coming up on the 16th, so by then we should basically be ready to start doing some time walking dungeons. We might even have time to do a few mythics on this character before I think season 4 ends when the pre-patch comes out. I'm pretty sure I read that season 4 ends, so I don't know if we have like hard confirmation on that or not. But yeah, we might be able to get into a couple of mythics if we're super lucky. But then on the 23rd we have pre-patch, so we'll be able to check out like whatever story stuff is in the pre-patch. We'll give that a look. And then the actual world events don't start though until the 30th, but we'll see all the system changes, we'll see all the class changes, we'll see war bands and all that stuff on the 23rd. So that is the plan for the immediate future, guys. Again, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me and all the support today. Thank you guys so much. As always, take care of yourselves out in the real world and take care of each other, and we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.